Hey, you guys! You check this out.
Oh.
Wow. Nice.
Cherokee stickball stick.
And it's in perfect condition.
They use these to play games, like lacrosse.
Exactly. You think football's big? Stickball was huge. Games were so intense, players sometimes died.
I heard that too.
Yeah, but the way that stick was found, Haley, that's amazing.
And it's more evidence the settlement was abandoned quickly during the removal. You know, there's settlements throughout these mountains before the white soldiers came, and often violently forced people to leave with nothing more than the clothes on their backs.
The white families would move into the homes and farms and take them as their own.
Felt like people didn't care that they were separated from their families, and people were hurt, sometimes killed.
But, I mean, that's why you guys do what you do, right? I mean, you learn from the past.
I get that's also why you do what you do, Sky.
Have you been to the Okonalufti village?
No, not yet.
Oh, it's so authentic. I would love to show you around.
I would love that.
Can I see this? Wow. Gesti Yitakewiyosha. We will never forget.
You know, it's pretty overwhelming when you think about the Cherokee, or the original settlers, who hunted and farmed and loved this land thousands of years ago. Unlike the settlers that came after, they knew how to use this land without using it up.
When the removal started, about 20,000 hit the trail. A few hundred stayed back and hid out in the caves in these mountains. The few hundred that stayed are now more than 18,000.
And Troy's part of the Eastern Band, right?
Yeah, Sky is from the survivors that ended up in Oklahoma.
You know, Sky's giving a tour of the Okonalufti village later. You want to come?
Absolutely.
The Cherokee people built solid wood cabins to live in like this one, and lived in permanent villages. I've got another one to show you guys down here. Follow me. The villages were comprised of 7 clans. Each clan represented a specific work function. So you had food gatherers, protectors, guardians of the fire, and so on. And you grew up in your clan. And when a man was married, he moved into his wife's cabin. And if she did not want to stay married, she moved his things out of her cabin, and he moved back into his mother's cabin. Today, we would call that a quickie divorce.
No lawyers needed.
Another interesting fact is that the Cherokee governance was matrilineal. Women had an equal voice. There was balance and equality. What can I say? Things just seemed to work better.
You mean men actually listened to women?
Yes.
What a concept.
Any more questions?
didn't see you at the dig today.
I know, I went on a hike.
Did you go back to that cave?
I did.
Wait, the one with the pictographs?
Yes, and this time I took a flashlight, and look at the photos I got.
Oh, they're much larger than I thought.
The squiggly lines are clearer.
I know. I mean, it has to mean a waterfall. The bear head, the snake, the birds.
I don't know what it all means.
Well, I think whoever drew these pictures drew this as a map.
Yeah, but with the multitude of waterfalls in the park, I mean, where do we start?
There's clearly something on the map we're just not seeing. Troy, what do you think?
Well, now that I'm seeing it better, there's the diamond head. The squiggly lines symbolize a waterfall.
Is that a W?
No, it could be mountains, or maybe it's identifying a landmark.
Yeah, but we've been to every waterfall in the park.
Have you guys been to Weeping Falls? It's just outside of the park.
I'd be worth a shot.
I know you think I'm obsessed, but I would love to check that out.
So at least one of us. Plus one more.
Yeah. Oh.
No luck today?
Shut out once again. Might be time to throw in the towel.
No, not yet.
But maybe finding the pictographs themselves is the whole story. Maybe it isn't a map at all. Maybe it's a retelling of the legend.
Well, there's only one way to find out.
Hey, look, if it was easy to find, it would have already been found.
Yeah, that's true.
Haley, guess what?
What?
I've made a decision.
You did? Oh, wow. Sky has been deciding between going back to Oklahoma or staying here.
Oh.
And
I'm staying right here in Cherokee. At least until the fall.
this is exciting.
And the other news is we are both starting grad school this fall.
Joy.
Troy's gonna be starting with his MBA.
And Sky's doing her master's in psychology.
This is huge news all the way around.
Yeah, I really just want to learn as much about my people as I can. And if it's okay with you guys, I've asked Troy if he could tell us the story of the Trail of Tears, just as the elders did when they gathered around the campfire.
Yeah, I'd be honored.
Yeah, so would I.
Well, Sky, don't be shy to jump in. Shorthanding it here. But the Trail of Tears wasn't just about the Cherokee Nation. Now, there were 5 tribes in the southeast called the civilized tribes: Seminoles, Choctaw, Chickasaw, Creek, and Cherokee. In 1830, Congress passed the Indian Removal Act, which called for the removal of all Indians from the southeastern United States. All total, nearly 100,000 Native Americans were sent to what was then called Indian country.
Today, it's called Oklahoma.
Exactly. Now, there were several different detachments that traveled the Trail of Tears. The first group, the only ones that were controlled by the military, came over in an oppressively hot summer. The last to leave were forced to travel during the dead of winter.
Of the 18,000 who traveled over the mountains, over 4,000 died along the way. And those who survived
Including Sky's great-great-great-grandparents.
were forced to rebuild their lives from scratch.
It took great leaders to rebuild, and there was lots of division and some bloodshed before the tribe could get back on its feet.
But today, there are over 400,000 Cherokee citizens.
Nearly 20,000 right here,
One tribe living in 2 lands.
connected by our histories, our traditions, our legends.
And one written language created by Sequoia.
That was beautiful, Troy.
Thank